Got one more training hike today before I take a bit of a break. This is Raven Cliffs Falls Trail in the 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 National Forest. It is a 5-mile trail out and back, several waterfalls, beautiful creek to follow, and as you can see right down there, and I'll show you a few more, there's lots of nice places to stop and camp. I last did this trail about 3 years ago, not quite 3 years ago. It was in the summertime and it was really hot and we enjoyed playing in the falls. And it is a trail that has some personal meaning for me, so this may be a bit of an emotional quest today, but I'm gonna tackle it and yeah, enjoy nature's beauty and a little trail therapy today. There's a beautiful little campsite right on the creek. Well, this is a popular trail and you're highly likely to see other hikers. That's a Tuesday, and I've met about 3 or 4 other people already. Lots of cars in the parking lot. You come on a weekend, there'll be a lot more people. But back there with that log across the river, the bridge is out. It didn't even occur to me the bridge might be out, but storms come take their toll. So we had a little log crossing party with people figuring out the best way to get across. And I was really tempted to just wander right through the creek because it wasn't very deep. We took the log and Forrest did a great job. He just scampered right across it. I had to slow him down. But now that we're coming up on the ridge, I'll show you the river is down to my left. And there's lots of amazing camping down there, picnic spots as well. You can see some storm damage through the trees there, and the trees falling down into the river. And there's some more trees down. Well, there was some nice camping right along there. You might be able to still eke out a spot, but with all those trees down, it's not nearly as nice as it was. Just took a little detour down here closer to the creek. And it's still beautiful. The look you can see ahead there, down there, all those trees across, and of course all these rhododendrons that have fallen down. This storm must have actually been fairly recent. I'm sure there were multiple storms, but there must have been one not too long ago because there's still leaves on these rhododendrons right here. Just a few roots along here today. Actually, lots of roots. Lots and lots and lots of roots. And this is, I guess, the second waterfall, little rapids. There's a nice waterfall view. You could jump across over there and camp on that side if you wanted to. Well, here we are, Creekside. I don't remember the trail coming all the way down here, but it may be because of the storm damage that it's been rerouted. I'm gonna forge ahead and find out. Otherwise, I'll have to double back a little bit, but isn't this pretty? Well, I was correct. The trail just dips down by the river and then goes on back up. You could limbo under that if you want, or it looks like they've also rerouted here so you can climb over. And here's another little bridge to cross. We're getting to the stretch that I think I remember best because it was up high and we were looking down on the creek down below. I know you can't see it, but I'm sure you can hear it. And there's another nice little campsite right across the creek, just above the falls. The falls that I just showed you, there's more falls ahead. We got a little bit of up right now. So I mentioned at the beginning of this video that this is kind of an emotional trail for me. In fact, coming from the campground, we were staying up near 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 to here. I was kind of crying the whole way. What on earth are you doing, young man? Forrest, stop. This is the last place that my husband and I kind of spent time together doing something fun. And so I have memories here, conflicting memories. Ones of spending nice time with him, but also ones of just kind of the cloud that was hanging over us at that time. And about a week later, he actually told me that he was seeing someone else and he wanted to separate and then subsequently divorce. And that was really hard after 32 years of marriage. We actually came here because I was training for the long trail and was about to leave in 3 weeks or so from then. And so when that news broke in my world, I had to postpone that hike and ended up just taking myself up to Pennsylvania to do some gaps. I was going to do both some gaps and then meet a friend to do the long trail. So I did a couple of gaps, and if you've watched my video, or if you want to watch my video when I was up at Knife's Edge, I talk a little bit more about how I was feeling at that time. And I'm sharing with you now, even though it's 3 years out, because I think it's important for me at least to be open and honest in my videos and how I feel when I'm hiking. And trail therapy, I think it's a real thing, and I think for me to be able to come and do this trail is a good opportunity to kind of change my memories a little bit. It's been interesting to me over the past couple weeks. I seem to be bumping into a lot of places that have strong memories of that relationship, and I don't want to erase them, but I also don't want them to be the kind of memories that make me stay away from a place that I really love. So I am working hard to overcome some of those emotional roadblocks, if you will, and get out and do things that I enjoy, even if I have memories of having spent time in those places with him. So anyway, I'm having a great hike today, and even though I shed all those tears on the way here, I am doing much better as we hike. It's really beautiful in spite of all the blowdowns, and we've got just a little bit further to go before we actually get to the main falls, and then we'll turn around and hike another 2.5 miles back. It's a yummy water. Nothing like mountain water, huh? We are just about to the top of the main trail. There are falls right there, and up ahead there's a pond, and then there's actually falls coming down through those rocks that you can climb up and see. All right, the pond is down there. We'll go down there in a minute, but this is the area where you can climb up a little bit more. It is a bit of a rock scramble, and I'm not sure how Forrest would do. Forrest is dying to jump on top of one of those big rocks. Hey, Forrest! We decided to do the scramble. Just came up from the falls right there, heading up this way. I'm not actually sure how far it is, but a couple came down with their dog and they said that he'd make it. I don't know if I'll make it, but we'll see. Well, look at that. Well, that was worth a little scrambling. Well, we made it up, and Forrest is having the best time jumping over all these boulders. You having fun, buddy? Well, that was fun and cathartic, I would say. So thank goodness for trails. We are just down from that peak with the waterfall coming through the rocks, and we are going to head back towards the van. We got another 2.5 miles to go, and then it'll be high time for lunch. All right, we are heading back down. And I am really glad that we did this trail, even though it was hard getting here. It's a tough thing because I don't want to erase memories, but I also don't want to be haunted by them or held captive. It's nice when you can reach a point where you take those memories, especially the more difficult ones, and are able to kind of put them in a box and say, yes, that happened. It was an important part of my life, and I'm going to acknowledge it and move on. We got a creek meeting a creek and a nice little bridge. I just passed the sweetest couple coming up as we were going down, and I actually met them in the parking lot because they couldn't find the trailhead. And then we were all together at the very beginning crossing the log bridge. And they're from Florida, and apparently he hikes in the Everglades all the time, so he doesn't mind getting his feet wet, but she was a little bit more timid. So I've given her some encouragement along the way, and she said she really appreciated that she's almost to the end. And I told her it's definitely worth it because she can jump in the water and cool her feet off when she gets up there. So this trail, I believe it said at the trailhead that it's rated easy. I wouldn't call it easy. I'd say maybe moderate based on the terrain and the blowdowns and the roots and that kind of thing. But it's definitely a good workout, even though it's not a ton of incline. A little bits in here and there of incline. But we're having a good workout, and it's great training for the Colorado Trail. Whoops, there's another snake. Sorry I didn't catch him on film. It was just another little garter snake going across the trail. And Forrest and I both jumped, and I wasn't quick enough on the draw to turn my camera around and get him, but nice to see a little bit of wildlife out here. Anyway, even if you are a novice hiker, I would recommend getting out and checking out this trail, because if you go slow, it is doable. You just have to be patient and not try to run down the trail. But it's really beautiful and well worth it to see the falls at the end and have a little splash about if you're inclined. Well, that's kind of interesting. This is the little log bridge to cross the creek that we had at the beginning, and unfortunately you see the logs all wet there. Forrest fell in twice, poor guy. You didn't mean to fall in, did you? Yeah, but he doesn't look any worse for wear. So I made it across dry, and the van is just up that way. Poor guy, I don't think he knew what to do when he fell in, but it was good practice, I guess, because it wasn't too deep, and he was able to figure out how to get back up on the log twice. So props to Forrest for that. And yeah, we've had a good hike. We are back.